Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Bitcoin, helping understand BIS practice big picture. We're going to take a look, obviously, at some high block capital data here and see what's going on. So really greatly appreciate all our community members and just how awesome we have been doing as well. Took some nice healthy profits, 22% from Bitcoin and 21% from ETH here just last night when Bitcoin decided I want to break above 27,300. So we're going to take a look at that and much more. If you want to benefit from a nice healthy giveaway, there's a limited amount of availability here, but you get a $100 trading bonus with no trading volume or deposit required. So it's really nice to be able to have that free money there from BINGX, and we're using them in place of Bybit because a lot of our restricted country members kind of got left out in the rain there. So we are working with Bybit there. And also BitGet2 through Cornix to kind of get us that fully automated experience. So check that out a little later if you're a community member, you know what I'm talking about there. All right, so here's the thing with Bitcoin. We are still underneath key level resistance. 27,300 is a Fibonacci retracement level at 0.382. All right, we haven't closed above that officially. We keep waking up above, but we're having situations where the price action is having difficulty getting through that level. So we're still effectively range bound right now, even though the price looks like it wants to try to break out. Until we get a significant closure above that, I would say, a little closer to 27.8 than 27.3. We're going to be in the situation here where the price may pull back again. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We are gaining some momentum, and once we break above 50 on the RSI, I'm going to feel a lot better about it. We want to see that happen. Good news is, though, there's more money flowing into Bitcoin now that the quote unquote bottom is in. I'm air quoting, by the way, because we don't truly know what that is, but a lot of folks, as the price continues to increase, money flows in. That does tell us that there's more confidence at this level. And we have been range bound for some time. It's been quite a while here so far. And any time in the past when we've been range bound at this tight for so long, there's always an inevitable breakout, either up or down, that occurs. Okay, so keep that in mind. There's a lot of little things that can happen here. I think we're on the edge of some greatness. We do have a convergence here once more, potentially forming. Now, I want to emphasize the fact that every time we've seen this in the past, last two times specifically, we've gotten some false positives. We expect the price to break out with the MACD converging, and it doesn't do a dang thing. It turns itself right around. Okay, so these are like little bull traps that we're seeing. So try not to get too ahead of yourself, but that is a very positive sign. Okay, so I like that. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the price going up than down at this point. But once again, we got some resistances here too with the 20-day SMA. You can see this guy holding the price action in place here so far. So once we can get above that, we should be in good shape. But keep in mind, the 20-day SMA is a very common trend setter. So we can kind of see, if we look at this trend line, so to speak, the price is moving down concurrent with that. Okay, so we need to be able to stay above that level in order to maintain that. Good news is we broke the initial downtrend here in the most recent past. So there's potential for further upside because of that, but it's not like 100% secure. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the 4-hour, kind of see if we have any confirming factors here as well. We're above 50 on the RSI. Love to see that. Very positive. We got the MACD slightly losing momentum here, which is par for the course considering how high up we went and just how sideways we've gone. If we take a look at traditional markets, which I kind of glossed over this earlier, we can see that they are down as well. So it makes sense Bitcoin is up on the day, right? Just no dollar index is coming up. So it would also make sense that Bitcoin comes down. Okay? Kind of standard stuff there, but as unfortunate as it is, it's fairly predictable. So that being said, that's kind of where we're at. So not terrible on the 4-hour. Before we go to the 1-hour, why don't we jump over to high block capital? I kind of skipped over this here. I want to take a look at a few things. First of all, liquidations are a lot lower than usual. So that's a good sign. So we see some shorts getting liquidated today, longs are prevailing. That's awesome. We like to see that. We can also see a little bit more selling pressure than buying pressure based on the global bid-ask spread. Basically just telling us that more people are trying to sell than buy right now. We can see as well the whales are doing their thing, as per usual, leaving the retailers in the dust, as per usual. Again, it's in most cases when we are in these dips and these valleys, whales are more active. When the price overextends itself to the upside, retail is more active. Big surprise, whales are waiting for the retailers to inflate the price so they can sell or buy. It's an interesting phenomenon, but it occurs all the time. We can see right now, too, last 24 to 48 hours, more longs have been opened than closed. That's a good sign. Same thing as well with shorts. More shorts have been closed than open. That implies more people are anticipating the price action going higher. Furthermore, fear and greed index remains the same. Nothing too much there, just kind of standard at that indifferent point. So what we want to look at here is some open interest. So first of all, let's go with net longs and see what's going on. A lot of late longs, or I guess they're early longs. Yeah, more so early longs. They opened their longs when the price wicked up to the 27.5 mark. They are effectively underwater. by a little bit, not too much. And then we can also see here that the shorts, early shorts are profitable, late shorts are not. Okay, so this is very typical. You see late shorts getting hammered all the time in situations like this. And the inverse applies too for late long. So try not to be those folks that jumps in too late. Obviously, it can be difficult because you want to wait for confirmation, right? And Bitcoin is really good about giving confirmation and just totally doing the opposite, right? So we got to recognize there's no proof in the pudding, and it's not 100% profit, or sorry, 100% precise. Profit is never guaranteed. All right, so let's take a look at the hourly. What we want to look at here is a few things. First of all, T to sequential telling us that we hit a 6 and we got a little reset, so we didn't get super overextended, which is good. That allows for us to consolidate at this resistance level. The longer we stay here, the more likely we are to break. So typically you will see an ascending type of pattern break out to the upside when it comes to this type of push, this type of continuation, right? Because it derived from the bottom, it'll likely continue to the top. Again, that's a likelihood. Patterns on the 1 hour or less are not super consistent, so you got to keep in mind we want to rely more so on larger time frames for candlestick patterns as far as being just more. I guess the conversion rate seems higher. Okay, take a look at the Ichimoku cloud. This is where things get interesting in a way. And I think it is interesting because, for one, we're range bound, okay? And that's not great. When you're range bound, Ichimoku cloud gives a lot of false positives. You never truly know. That being said, we are running out of momentum here. We got only about 6 more hours before, if the price doesn't break up in the next 6 hours, the likelihood of further downside would make sense. Again, further downside could just come down to the cloud and bounce. We could very well see that happen, but if history repeats itself and we're range bound, it'll just come right back down here to the 26.7 mark. My guess is that we'll see something like that, just based on the simple fact that this, while it's a nice little push here, nothing truly has happened yet and should have happened by now. So the longer we stay here, the worse it gets, for lack of a better term. So it's one of those situations where I'm not super confident on the hourly time frame here. I'm getting a lot of false positives. We can take a look at a few other factors if we want and kind of see what's going on. First of all, we do want to recognize that volume is tapering off. We're below that moving average. We need to maintain above in order for the price to continue higher. So it's also kind of a disadvantageous sign. So what we can summarize here is that Bitcoin looks very strong on the larger time frames, okay? Or at least stronger, right? We got a lot of confirming factors. That MACD on the daily and the recent 4-hour MACD, those are both really good things. It's another reason why I felt comfortable taking or leaving our long position open yesterday, because we had that convergence on the MACD on the 4-hour. Just got to keep in mind that is tapering off right now, and that the daily MACD, until we actually close the full-on convergence here, we're not in a position to celebrate just yet. See, we got this little sliver of green, but that can oftentimes work out to be a bull trap. So to me, I'm not super sold on the price taking off, but I do feel like if we can close above the 27.3 mark today, we'd have a much better chance of doing so. So I'm really looking for a candlestick closure in the 27.3, 27.4 mark here today to allow for us to continue potentially higher. At this point right now, no news is good news. We just kind of got to hang out and wait for confirmation. Good news here, though, here's a slight little benefit just so you're kind of aware. We are seeing higher lows here forming, right? And we've also got a higher high now. Okay? So that's mostly positive. We have broken through our most recent descending trend as well, where the price action continued to establish lower lows. So that in itself could imply that if the price comes back down to this level, it'd be more likely to bounce off this range here and or specifically bounce off the cloud and continue higher. So I think that's a good consolation there. Generally speaking, though, we are looking at slightly favorable potential for the upside, but also a very stark reality that we could go down to. So I'm sorry to report that. I know people sometimes comment about, oh yeah, it could go up or down. Obviously, anyone can say that. That's true. Yeah, it could, and it will. But the bottom line is that we increased our odds of statistical probability of the price going either way, right? And at this point, I would say from what we've seen here with the data, I would say big picture, more long-term benefit here with Bitcoin. The price should go up. Is it going to go down in the immediate future? Perhaps. Yeah, it might actually pull back. If we don't break this range, it's just going to stay stuck on CBIT for some time, and we're going to be poking it with a stick, hoping it works out. All right. We'll see what happens. Anyways, enough about that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned something here today. Again, make sure to take advantage of our exclusive offer here from BINGX, the $100 giveaway there. I think only 100 members can benefit, and we're already getting pretty close to the limit there, so be sure to check that out. But at this point here, thanks again for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll look forward to working with you if you want to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech is the site. We'll see you soon.